Plato was approached with an ensemble with all the other philosophers, and we kind of argued different topics. It's a very team-oriented process. But the most important thing within that, though, is that the trust is there. With this particular show, more so than a lot of shows that I've done, you really have to have trust in your fellow actors on so many different levels. Obviously, it's a very heavy movement-based piece. The choreography is all connected. So the first philosopher dance or sequence is a whimsical approach to introducing the philosophers to the audience. Kind of deliberating on particular things in our own head, and you get to see us kind of thinking, what's that, you know, and we all kind of mingle in amongst all our thoughts. And finally, it gets resolved. This scene is a great introduction to all the philosophers.
What is a god or a goddess?
Mr. Socrates, you shouldn't ask questions like that.
He learned a lot from Socrates. He learned a lot of things that Socrates, you know, talked about, but I don't think ever, you know, internalized. And he took note of those things, and, you know, he kind of reminds Socrates, hey, you know, it's probably not the best, you know, approach to this, but unfortunately Socrates doesn't listen.
They cannot see behind themselves and stare endlessly at the cave wall. Behind them,
it sets a tone that it's not going to be just dance and song. There's going to be actually a story told, an idea that Plato had in respect to, you know, people being trapped in this atmosphere and only seeing shadows, and, you know, how would that feel? The second series of philosophers are modern philosophers. So Schopenhauer is my philosopher that I play.
There are no facts, only interpretations. There are no facts, only interpretations. Theater of cruelty, catharsis. Theater of cruelty,
We
catharsis.
all have these thoughts that you really get to see and analyze and take note of.
religion is the masterpiece of animal training, for it teaches people how to think. After your death, you will be where you were before your birth. Schopenhauer. Hermes, god of luck, traveler, and thieves.
Hermes is played a little bit carefree and loose. He's a very fun character to play. Hermes has wings. The approach was how I could move within the scene and exit and enter the scene with that same motivation. After some conversations, we found that wearing socks was a way that I could come in and exit a scene very fast and free. That in itself led me to heighten up Hermes' intentions.
Hera had something in mind and paid a visit to her husband's mistress. Yeah, watch, this shit's gonna go down.
I'm a son of Zeus, and I kind of look to him for that fatherly approval. He tries to help Zeus out with Hera because he knows what Hera's gonna bring when she finds out, holy cow, another illegitimate kid. Well, you know, but leave it to Hermes to try to solve that and put a blanket over it to, you know, deflect the wounds, if you will.
In your leg!
My what?
Trust me, no one will know. It'll be perfect.
He's always there, he's always present, and within the family of the other gods and his brothers and sisters specifically, it's still known that he's one of the illegitimate children. He probably didn't have a comfortable bed as they did when they were growing up, you know, but that's all right. He pushes through and makes the most of it.